Hi VIPKID friends, let's talk about VIPKID and your health and weight loss. I started this job during my maternity leave, so my weight was very high. I had just had my third baby, and actually during the last year and a few months I've lost almost 40 pounds. So for me, I have not been like many VIPKID teachers who have gained weight. I've actually lost weight, and I think there's a few reasons for that. First, let's talk about why VIPKID teachers often gain weight. For one, I think it has to do with the weird schedule. Because we're getting up early, we're awake more hours, and oftentimes that means we're eating earlier in the day and more often in the day. And then the second thing, which I think is a factor, is that it can be a pretty sedentary job. I like to move a lot and stand up, but for the most part, you're stuck here on the screen, right? The third factor is your sleep schedule is messed up, usually, at least until you figure out a good rhythm for yourself as a VIPKID teacher. Sleep and eating and exercise, I think sometimes it makes this perfect storm of like, I'm just trying to figure out this job and my life, and then your health kind of takes a dip. I want to share a couple things that I've been trying that have worked for me to make this a really healthy time of my life. So for me, there's about 3 things that have really helped me to keep losing weight and not gain weight when I started working for VIPKID. And the first one is being very careful about my nutrition. What you eat is incredibly important. My husband and my family, we've been really working on shifting some bad patterns. We were eating just a really typical American diet a couple years ago. It actually started with the Whole30, which we still do occasionally. We're doing right now, actually. The Whole30, we love that because it really refocuses you from eating sugar and processed food to eating whole foods. We're just kind of curious, so we do like experiments on ourselves. We've tried doing a month vegan and vegetarian, and I guess my advice to you is, I'm not a doctor, clearly, I'm a teacher. Find a weight loss plan that's sustainable for you so that you are not like this with your nutrition. But then the second thing that has really helped me is focusing on when I eat. And I have done a little bit of a personal experiment with intermittent fasting. There's a lot of information out lately about this and how it relates to diabetes. And I am like specifically concerned about that because diabetes runs in my family, and I really want to do everything I can do to avoid diabetes. So one researcher, Dr. Fung, F-U-N-G is how you spell his last name, he has researched a lot about intermittent fasting and how it affects your blood sugars throughout the day and insulin levels, and it's fascinating to me. So the experiment I did, that I have been doing for a few months now actually, is I only eat during an 8-hour window during the day. Now, as you can imagine with VIPKID, you're up more hours of the day and this becomes more complicated. So I get up at 4 a.m., but I don't eat any calories. I drink water and coffee, no calories. I don't eat any food until 11 a.m. usually with my kids, and it's like their lunchtime. So lunch and dinner, and then I stop eating, no evening snacking. I stop eating at 7 p.m. So I eat from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And of course it shifts a little bit day to day. Like sometimes we'll eat at noon, sometimes we'll eat at 10:30 or something. It cuts out a meal basically. And yes, I know breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but for me, honestly, it's not that important. It's more important that I am eating during this window and then letting my body, basically my digestive system, letting my insulin levels go down throughout the 16 hours of the fasting period of the day. Here, to recap, I do pay very close attention to what I eat, trying to eat really healthy whole foods, breaking some of my bad habits. Number 2, I have been intermittently fasting, trying to eat only during an 8-hour window during the day. And number 3, I do try to move and exercise more. You know, they say the 80-20 rule, like weight loss is 80% nutrition and 20% exercise. That's definitely true for me. I'd even say it's like 95% nutrition, 5% exercise. And I'm a runner. Like, I run regularly, like 2 to 3 times a week, sometimes 4 times a week. And I can say even running, which is a very aerobic exercise, it does not affect my weight. Like, it barely moves the needle. And I run kind of long distances. Like, I run 3, 4, 5 miles when I run. I think people put way too much focus on exercise and not enough on nutrition. So those are my couple little tips about what's working for me in this season. I would love to hear from you. Have you gained weight since you started working for VIPKID? Have you lost weight? What's working for you? Are you stuck? I kind of am just fascinated by these kinds of conversations lately. So let me know your thoughts.